Welcome to Season 2 of Quantum Childhood, a Tales from the Loop actual play podcast presented by Geek at Arms.
I'm Jacob H., and I'm playing Kevin Buford.
I am John S., playing Jomar.
I am Jacob M. I am playing Cody Wright.
I am Greg, and I am Berlin Parker.
And I'm Brian, I'll be the Game Master. Ever since summer camp ended, you've all been having strange and disturbing dreams. On top of that, Jomar's sister Krista has taken up with Peter Dale, that loser who was in your room at camp, before you got zapped in 1969, that is. He stopped by to pick up Krista for a date while Jomar was there, and he showed himself to be rude and generally unpleasant. But for some reason, Mrs. Smith and Krista both fawned over him. To clear your heads and to try to enjoy these last few days before school starts, Jomar, Cody, and Berlin decided to go camping, taking along Isaac as well. Jomar illegally drove his new old Mercury Colony Park across the dam, where you stopped for a little while to check out the old machine gun nest. While you were there, you took a look back toward the dam and saw that there's some kind of massive tunnel drilled into the rock to the side of the dam. Then it was across the state line into Arizona, where you found a nice campsite near the Bravo Gate. Exploring the area pretty much revealed what you'd expected about the gate. It's a heavily fortified tunnel entrance surrounded by sandbags and razor wire topped chain link. But there was something else unusual there. Signs of people running around in the wilds barefoot. While examining those traces, Berlin found a brass key with the letters WC etched into it. At night, you heard the sounds of wolves howling in the dark, but the animals didn't bother you. The next day, you did some more exploring, finding more footprints and evidence that these people, or whatever, had killed and dismembered a rabbit with their bare hands. That night, you again heard howling, and at about 3 a.m., you were awakened by the sound of something in your camp. Jomar slipped out the back of the tent and tackled the intruder, a naked young man named Tony. Cody wasted no time in tying Tony up with his lasso, and you interrogated him. He said that he was part of the Wilderness Club, and that the new leader of the club, Lisa, was making them take drugs that supposedly caused them to channel the spirits of wild animals. He'd run away because he was scared of the things that were happening, and he's convinced that Lisa is going to set the club to hunt him down. So that brings you to now. You hadn't packed very compactly on your way out, so adding Tony to the car makes a little bit of a tight squeeze. Obviously, Jomar's driving. Berlin is like zonked. He is so sleepy and so tired. He wore himself out the day before, traipsing around in the rocks. So for safety's sake, you put him in the shotgun seat so he's got the shoulder belt while he's asleep. And that leaves Cody in the back seat with Tony. You've removed the third bench from the back in order to make it a cargo space. So Isaac's crammed back there in with all the gear. He doesn't need a seatbelt, he's a robot. Jomar, there's no light out here, and the road, such as it is indistinct. Your headlights bounce off the rocks haphazardly, casting strange-looking shadows and making it difficult to stay in the center of the lane. And since you're still not a very experienced driver, you're taking it slow and bending absolutely all of your concentration toward not crashing your precious car into one of those boulders. As a result, you just barely have time to register the motion before a pale shape dashes out of the night across the road. Make a tinker roll for driving.
Tinker, 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 while I screech.
We did untie what's-his-face, right? So he's not
presumably. He doesn't seem to be a threat to you, so
all right. Good.
I was assuming that he was untied.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
All right, no successes.
Is Jomar still upset?
Jomar is still upset, yes.
Okay.
He got upset fighting with Tony because this dude was interrupting their camping trip, and on top of that, he was naked. And, that makes a person uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I had to tackle him. I mean, that's like gross.
So your foot reaches for the brake, but inexperience causes you to miss it the first time. Panicked, you slam your foot down on the pedal way too hard and crank the steering wheel over to the left. You miss the whatever it is, But you slide into a boulder at the side of the road. You hear the sound of groaning metal. Now, you're already upset, so go ahead and tick scared. Not only were you frightened that you might have hit someone, or something, but now you'll have to possibly explain the damage to your dad. Everyone else in the car is thrown forward against their seatbelts by the maneuver. Berlin and Jomar are both fine because they've got shoulder belts being in the front seat. But Cody has only got a lap belt, and his face meets the headrest of the seat in front of him. So you now have a bloody nose and you're injured.
Nice.
From the back seat, the very back, you hear Isaac. I say, sir, you should exercise far more caution when operating a motor vehicle.
Thank you, Isaac.
Right, the car is still running. It doesn't seem to have any like engine damage or anything. You just got maybe a crunched fender, probably.
That's what we're praying for.
But all you can see is the rock kind of in front of you that you ran into, lit up by your headlights. There's little white moths flitting around in the light.
I'm pinching my nose, but otherwise just letting the blood run down my face and onto my shirt. It's like I've seen this on the hockey team before. It doesn't really faze me. Is the engine still running?
Yes.
Hey, Jomar, are you all right?
Yeah. I don't know what that was, or was that another naked person? Was it a werewolf? I don't know. Something ran across the road, man.
And where are the windows in this thing? I forget exactly what kind of.
They're on the sides of the car.
Okay.
Yeah, and these will be.
But like, is there a rear window? Because we're in the back.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah. You can crank it. You can crank it down.
Yeah, I want to
and
press
then
my.
It's got like longer windows in the very back that open up with like those little wing things.
Gotcha.
But you can't reach those. Isaac could.
Yeah, I want to press my face against the window and see if I can see anything behind us. Because you said in front of us, it's just rock and moths.
Yep. So there's a little bit of light reflected out there. The moon has gone down long since, so there's not a lot. You can faintly see, the edges of some sagebrush, more rocks, and then the double tracks of this dirt road quickly swallowed by the darkness, but you don't see anything moving out there.
You see anything, Cody?
No. The truck's still running, right? Can you just
let me back up a little bit.
Get us out of here?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in reverse and slowly back up using my mirrors. Isaac, I'm using my mirrors. I'm backing up.
Very good, sir.
And
I want to check on Berlin. Is he somehow still asleep?
He roused when the abrupt stop happened. He's like, oh, no, I want to go 5 more minutes. And he goes back to sleep. Tony is like wide-eyed. He's like, oh man, we got to get out of here. If that was one of them, then they could be coming back at any second.
What do you mean that was one of them?
I don't know if it was one of them, but if it was, then they could be back any time.
Okay, I got to look at the damage to make sure that nothing punctured the tire.
No. Don't get out. Don't get out. Just drive.
No, okay. What if the bumper hit the tire? It's going to like bust the tire. We aren't going anywhere.
But if they're out there, then they.
Okay, I get it. Okay, why don't you all look outside and watch my 6, if you don't mind, and let me look at the front of the car and see what's going on.
Isaac's head rotates completely around, so he's staring out the back window.
Thank you, Isaac. And so I'm just going to buckle, and I'm going to carefully get out real quick, and I got to assess the damage, because if some piece of metal or something's poking, I don't want it to hit the tire.
All right, so then
y'all don't understand. I got to explain this when I get home.
The arid night air pours into the car when you open the door. You can hear the chirring of insects out there in the dark, and those little moths are kind of fluttering around your face in a very annoying fashion.
Get out of the way.
A couple of them inevitably go inside the car and bother Cody too.
Yeah, I want to move up to the second row of seats, just in case.
Well, you're in the second row, so you had Jomar and Berlin in the front seats, and then you were in the second row, and then the third row of seats had been taken out for the cargo area.
Then I'll move provisionally into the driver's seat just in case I need to get out or move the car.
Yeah.
Okay. So Cody clambers over the bench into the front seats.
Yeah.
Looking at the damage, it looks like the front fender is just a little bit bent in. It doesn't seem to be anywhere close to impacting the tire at all.
Okay.
And you don't see any signs of further damage other than just a light tap on that rock. It
So
sounded
no
and felt a
leaks.
lot worse than
No
it was.
leaks, right?
Right. Nothing that you
Okay.
can see anyway.
Okay. Hey, Cody, I think we're good, man. I'm gonna kind of look around. Do I sense or see any weirdness around us? Because I'm ready to get in the car and go.
Give me an investigate.
Investigate. Okay.
Even with 2 conditions, you still got a success.
Sweet.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, so you're craning your head, your neck around, looking back and forth in the night, and you hear some brush rustle off to your left. If you're the car, and you're like at the left front fender, and the door is open.
Yep.
So then you kind of got the door between you and whatever that sound was. You have to go like around the door to get back in.
Okay.
Shove
But
Cody
it's
aside.
behind the car,
Yeah, it's somewhere
Okay.
off in the dark.
off in the dark. Okay. All right, Cody. I'm thinking I'm hearing a little bit of something, man. Can you easily scoot over or get back there? Let me go ahead and go forward, dude. Let's get out of here.
I'll scoot it out of the way.
Okay, cool.
All right, give me a move roll.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, let's get
Oh,
on
and just
that.
Just Jomar.
Yeah, before we get home, if you can help me wipe up the blood, that'd be great too.
Oh, and I look down and now I realize I've been bleeding all over everything. Oh,
Fortunately, it's those horrible vinyl seats, the kind that get really sticky in the hot.
Yeah.
So it'll be easy to mop up.
Yeah, but that move roll wasn't good.
All right. So you're feeling a little nervous with Tony's warning still ringing in your ears, and you get around and you kind of slip on the gravel trying to get in, but you get in and you slam the door closed and take off back out into the night.
All right, let's get home, guys.
yeah, let's get on that part of the plan.
All right. So you manage to get out on the highway without further incident, and you turn your headlights toward Nevada. As you draw near the lake, your eyes are attracted by a line of slowly flashing red lights in the sky. You can't help slowing down to watch as a huge magnetrine ship floats overhead, crossing the dam at right angles to your own path. Each of the dozens of magnetrine discs holding it aloft is bigger than your car.
Well,
It might be the biggest magnetrine vessel you've ever seen, even bigger than the Nibelung, the ship or Wagner, crashed into the cooling towers over a year ago. So you roll back into Boulder City at pretty close to 5 a.m. Are you going to drop Tony off at his place?
yeah.
All right. So he groggily gives you directions to his house. And when you get there, he stumbles out of the car and shuffles to his front door, his borrowed pants showing a lot of calf above his bare feet. Are you going to wait and see if he gets inside or just take off
Yeah,
without?
I mean, just
All
to kind of check on him, and I'm kind of reaching down between the seat and there's a little bit of a console in this car. I'm reaching down between the seats and whatnot, and I have some napkins that my dad had in the car, and I'm going to hand them back to Cody for just so he can do whatever he wants to do with his face or whatever.
All right.
All right.
Tony obviously doesn't have a key for his house. It's still in his pants, wherever they are.
Okay.
So you watch him ring the doorbell several times, and then finally the door opens, and this beer-bellied balding man opens it. And the two stand there for a moment talking, and the guy is gesticulating. And then he roughly grabs Tony and yanks him inside, slamming the door closed behind him. So where to from here?
I'm thinking maybe we don't have Kevin with us, right?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right. I'm thinking we got to get Berlin home.
Yeah, let's drop off Berlin. He doesn't seem to be in
Yeah.
much of a state for a debrief.
All right. So you get Berlin back to his place, half carry him, and he half helps walking to his room, and you get him sacked out in his bed, still in his clothes. And then are you guys going to go to the same place or separate to your respective homes?
I'm thinking at this point, I've already got enough to explain. So I'm going to look at Cody. Cody,
Yeah.
if you're not going to get in too much trouble, I think we need to go to the hideout real quick and kind of reassess where we are, maybe clean the car up a little bit, and maybe confer with Isaac, see if he's got any ideas, because I don't want to go home right now.
Yeah, I'm with you because I've seen the damage to the car now. So
right.
yeah, if I think it'd probably be better for me if I'm home later, but without the blood and without a broken car.
Yeah, well, your
Even
parents
though,
weren't expecting you until mid-afternoon anyway, because they
oh,
expected you
that's
to still
true
be
for the
camping.
camping trip.
So that shouldn't be any problem not showing up. However, you are quite tired.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to want to finish your night's sleep at some point.
Yeah.
But for
Yes,
now, let's find out why Kevin wasn't with you. What have you been doing, Kevin?
indeed.
Okay, give me how long was the camping trip? What was the times it was during?
Did we say this was during the week? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was like the week before school went back.
Yeah.
And I think it was our second night out, right? So it was going to be a 2-night trip, and we got most of the way through the second night.
Oh, gotcha. My family was up in Las Vegas.
Nice.
And wait, which days of the week was this? This was like a
It was a Wednesday through Friday, so it'd be early Friday morning.
Yeah.
Wednesday
Sure.
through Friday.
So. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we ever decided.
My family was in Las Vegas for the week, and we're getting back Friday night.
You were at Circus or something?
Yeah.
All right. Presumably, the guys told you, hey, we're going to go camping. And you're like, oh, man, I can't go. So you're not expecting them back until later today either.
Exactly.
I'm assuming you're probably not up at 5 or 6 a.m.
Right. Yeah. I'm asleep, but I have plans. So.
All right. So while you're sleeping, you've also been having these weird dreams, and they're always different, but there's a common thread running through them all. You ask Julie to the dance, and she laughs at you. You show up for class in your underwear. Mr. Duchendorf tells everyone that you can't be trusted with animals. Joe Mark tells you he can't hang out with you anymore. You're bad for his image.
What?
There's rejection and humiliation at every turn.
Oh, so science fiction. Okay.
Yes. Fantastic scenarios. All right, so back over to the hideout. Isaac has been carefully conserving his juice, so he's very quickly taps into the. Actually, no, you don't have a power line at the hideout, do you? Did we ever?
I thought we had.
Yeah, you had that
emergencies.
That light bulb, that one light bulb hanging from the wire. I remember someone describing that.
Yeah, there's also enough power for Wagner to charge, isn't there, or no?
Well, that's what I was trying to determine is does he have to go up to the 7-Eleven or something to charge up, or if he can charge here?
I thought we were able, if I remember correctly. No, I mean it's not very detailed, but I thought that we were able to find like one power line, like for like light bulbs.
Right.
Just a couple of light bulbs or whatever.
So he's got a little trickle charger connected to that circuit. It can't give him a lot of juice, but in a couple of days he'll be topped off. So he plugs into his charging station and says, "With your permission, sir, I will shut down for a while. I need to recharge."
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, Isaac.
Of course, sir. Notice he's been unusually polite today. Okay, so what's up? You're here in the hideout. Yeah. Cody's getting his face cleaned up.
So I'm gonna kind of walk back out and look at the car. And was it a driver's side, passenger side swipe to where the bumper's bent in, or was it a head-on where it was bent under a little? I can't remember that.
It was more of a lateral kind of thing where you were turning and you kind of crashed into the rock from the side. So it pushed in the quarter panel a little bit. But now that the sun is kind of coming up and you're seeing a little bit more clearly, he's like, this doesn't look as bad as it felt like when it happened. Okay. It's just dented. It's not even very scraped. I mean, there's a little bit of paint rubbed off, but
okay. On the driver's side or the
Yeah, on the
passenger
driver's side.
Oh, driver's side. Okay. Oh yeah, because I went way. Was it wide? Wide right.
You turned the wheel to the left, and then that rock came and
Yeah.
jumped up in front of you.
There it is. Yep. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of look at that, assess it, and I've got my preliminary story in my head. So I'm going to come back and talk to Cody.
Alrighty.
Well, I think
Hey.
I'm wiping out the blood stains.
Oh, you're in the car.
I've got
Okay.
some more light to do it. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, cool. Okay, Code Man, I think I have my story. This doesn't look like totally bad, but I'm gonna if I have to, I'm just gonna say that I didn't ask for permission, but I wanted to do just a short little jaunt to kind of brush up on some of my turning, my turn skills, my turn, turn right, turn left, whatever, and I ended up scraping a mailbox or something, and took a little paint off there, and as long as we don't have any blood in there, then it won't be, hey, I didn't hit a deer or
Mm-hmm.
or something. What do you think?
Well, I glance at it. You don't think we can buff it out? You want a story for sure?
Yeah, I mean, we can buff. I'm good with buffing, but I want to, because I wasn't really supposed to take the car a long way, and this little short jaunts are okay as long as I'm checking in on them.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really ask for a long trip and that kind of thing, and so I don't really want to put my dad in a compromising position because people are going to go, well, yeah, I heard your son scratched the car and there's blood all in it and everything. And then all of a sudden, more stories and, boy, that divorce really didn't do well for you guys, did it? And dude, I'm not game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you, man. But tell you what, if you're gonna tell a story, don't mention a mailbox, because then maybe
that's a
they
federal
ask
crime.
who it was, and if you made sure that their stuff was okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I got you.
Yeah, maybe like a fence post to I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Okay, so yeah, cool. Not stretched too far, just stretched enough. I was over there, and where those posts, those big like concrete posts or whatever are in the parking lot, and I was turning, I guess maybe like the school parking lot or whatever, and
Yep.
and I bumped one of those, because I cut it too close.
Yeah, there you go.
I've done that.
Yep. Trying to make it real life.
Oh, I could tell the stories about all of my car accidents. I think there were like 14 by the time I turned 22.
Wow.
Anyway, so are you going to try and do a little bit of ad hoc body work here?
Yeah, if we can.
Yeah, if we have a mallet like that we use to drive tent stakes, maybe we can just try banging it out from the inside, so it's not as bad.
All right. Well, Cody, go ahead and give me a tinker roll.
Okay.
This is your wheelhouse. Plus,
And
you
get
don't have
down
two
and
conditions.
carefully tap on it.
All right. Unfortunately, you managed to get the dent mostly out, but when you're trying to buff the paint to try and smooth that out, you just kind of make it worse, and you spread what used to be like a medium-sized scratch into a large area of flaking off paint.
Ooh.
I don't recommend taking it through an automatic car wash now.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
It's okay.
Definitely double down on that concrete post story, I think.
It's okay. I'm thinking that the car's got a little bit of years on it, and I think I think Dad bought this from one of our church members and whatnot, and I don't know that it was really well cared for. I think maybe the paint didn't really bond well in this section. So
chances are pretty good that this isn't the first bit of paint damage on the car to begin with. So
yeah,
that's why you're driving it.
Code, I appreciate you working on it, man. Thanks. It's okay. I think we're good. I'm not even going to make a big deal about it. Just, I mean, how's your face, man? Because that's the most important thing.
Oh, I mean, not too bad. I probably should clean up, but I mean,
Yeah. Since you have spent this time together, doing a little bonding over the car in your hideout, you can each untick one of your conditions.
nice.
So,
All right. Yeah, I want to use some of the water that we brought along and like one of my pairs of socks from the day before to like wipe the blood off my face, just so it's not obvious that my nose is hurt.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely not going to get the part of Cyrano de Bergerac in the school play, so I think everything's okay.
School play? They just let you join. I didn't even know that was happening.
Well, I mean, it's rumors. I mean, you just kind of hear things. And, no biggie.
well, this would be the point at which I'd switch back over to Kevin, but he stepped away. Oh, he's back.
He's just back.
No,
Yeah.
he's back.
Good timing.
Nice.
Good timing. All right, so it's Friday morning. You wake up. You're not expecting your friends to be back until the afternoon. You don't know that they're already out of the hideout, working on a car. So what are you gonna do today?
Kevin got up and he has met up with Brandon over by the field out behind the department store that there's a big groundhog in, but Kevin doesn't believe it's a real groundhog, and we've got some fireworks. We're trying to get whatever's down there out in a non-violent fashion.
Wow.
Non-violent with fireworks. Well, if it's not a groundhog, what would it be? I mean, of course it's a groundhog.
Oh, and I want to do a charm roll to see if Brandon has got a girl with my advice.
I don't think that would be a charm.
What would that be?
Actually, I'm not going to let you roll for that because you rolled for that and gave him the advice and it went over well, and he danced with that girl in the New Year's party. But you asked him about it, he's like, oh yeah, I had a name for her and I don't remember what it was. Where is my journal?
I might have wrote this down. Let me go check. Brandon's important to me. Was it Mallory Cunning or was it somebody else?
Mallory, it could be. Let me find my notes. Mary Lou Bernstein. All right. So, we like went out a couple of times and, then like I called her and she said she was busy. And then I said, okay, well, the next time, you tell me when you're not busy and we can go out again. And she never called back. And it's been like 4 months or something like that. But I can't even go in the subway anymore because she's there. Yeah.
Okay. So what helps with this is having so many X's that you just can't tell them apart. So we're going to get you out there somewhere.
Brilliant advice.
What you need is this male bonding to get that masculine energy flowing in you. So you look more like manly. So, and nothing does that like explosives.
Right. Yeah. You have an M80. Yeah. Put it in this hole. Because I think if we put the M80 here, then the groundhog or gopher or whatever will come out over there.
I can't argue with that. And right. Well, I've actually put a couple M80s, and they're all tied together. So they'll all go off at once, or they should.
All right, give me a tinker roll.
Uh-oh.
Exactly.
It's not possible for me to die, right?
No, you can't die.
Kevin can. Brandon can.
Brandon is vulnerable, yes. Oh, that's unfortunate. So there's a fireworks mishap. Uh-oh. And you are injured. Tell me what happens.
I'm sorry, Carrot.
I'm going to choose to assume that you're talking to the carrot. I'm sorry, Carrot.
Yeah.
This is the way it has to be.
I'm meeting his family until he tells me where the where the code is. It's really heartrending.
You beast.
Okay. So so there's a mishap, and I presume I take the injured condition.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just
So
piling the conditions on tonight.
You are.
yeah, I tied a string together. I used just some yarn as a fuse to tie three M80s together, like 5 feet apart from each other. And we're doing it, right? But it turns out, what's his face? Okay, so I actually was trying to be cool, right? And I put the M80s down before Brandon got here. And I forgot exactly where they were. So we were standing on one of them. So we just got blown through the air and strained our shoulders as we slammed down on them. Went head over heels, you know.
These are firecrackers, not mortar shells.
Okay. I've heard a lot of mythical stories about these.
I'm just imagining, the dirt flying up in the air, and Kevin's like flying, lands about on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's like a real 18 move.
Brandon, oh man, oh ow, are you okay, man? Ah, that was bogus.
Dude, that was awesome. That's something TJ Hooker would have done.
TJ Hooker.
Yeah, the guy.
Yeah, I know who TJ Hooker is. I just thought that was a weird reference to make.
Oh, you okay? The guy's from Miami Vice.
Yeah,
Days
okay,
of
whatever.
Our Lives. General Hospital, man. You need to get out.
Knight Rider? I like that show. That one's cool.
Okay, now we're talking.
Airwolf.
Battlestar Galactica. That's a good one.
Get me started.
Now I'm making a motion picture in another universe.
But maybe I need minor medical treatment.
Yeah. So your shoulder is hurt. I thought really thought you were going to lose a toe so you could be like Cody.
I was thinking about losing a finger just to be different, but I have this instinctual response to not lose toes.
You'd have something to talk about with the shop teacher.
Yeah.
Missing fingers. Mr. Nine Finger Reynolds and the Ring of Doom.
It was his wedding ring he lost.
All right. So Jomar and Cody, I imagine eventually you're going to probably beep Kevin to let him know that you're back early.
Yeah.
So Kevin, your CB rings. Beep. Beep, 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 beep.
Hey, this here's the duck.
Hey, this is Howard. What's happening?
Dude, you know I like DC. Over.
Okay, over.
That's your friends, right? You're probably gonna go meet up with them. Okay, it's cool. You can go. It's fine.
Dude, go do your assignment. I want you to go to the mall and get a different haircut. I want to be seeing Knight Rider. Not the car, the person. When I come back, okay?
Okay, David Hasselhoff, gotcha.
David who?
Hasselhoff. He's the
quit hassling me.
Michael Knight.
Yeah, he's the main actor.
Oh, and take some aspirin. It'll give you courage.
Not that guy who's going to be on Boy Meets World later.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The voice of the car was Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's a great reference. Yeah.
It's too early for it, though. Boy Meets World doesn't belong in this game. I have to wait for the next one.
Yeah. Cody, you wanted to talk to, do you want to say hey to Kevin?
Hey, Kevin. I think we should meet as soon as we can, in person, where.
Sounds like a plan. Is this an operation?
Maybe. Over.
Sounds good. Over.
I think I need to get Cody and I back to our respective places before we plan the rest of the adventures.
All right. Do you want to take a nap?
Let's see. About what time is it?
I would imagine that Kevin didn't get up before 7, and he's probably spent a good hour and a half blowing up gophers with Brandon. So 8:39.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember. Did we set up cots in the hideout?
I don't think you had ever mentioned it, but you do have all that camping gear.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So, Cody, you want to head back to the house, or you just want to crash here for a little while, or what do you want to do?
I think we'd better get back home. Because with school starting, we're going to have to work around that, or the police are going to get involved. So,
Yeah.
no sense in causing a stir before we even know how quickly we can resolve this. And I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's safe more or less, and I
Yeah.
wince at my nose a little bit. But
Cool. Yeah, so we'll just carefully drive on back to the houses. I'll drop Cody off, and then I'll very carefully pop over to mine.
All right. Well, fortunately, it is late morning on a Friday, and so parents are all at work or at school since Cody's mom has been taking classes.
Nice.
So your houses are both empty, and you can go ahead and crash as you need to.
cool.
Sweet.
So, presuming that you're going to make up for lost sleep, I've got some dreams for you, too.
Oh, great.
Cody, the maniac is chasing you through the halls of the school. The lights flicker madly, throwing strangely shaped shadows on the wall. The smell of methane follows you everywhere, and you can hear the sound of an electric drill. Jomar, it's just like it was on the other side of the portal. Giant beasts crashing through the jungle, and you're barely keeping ahead of them. The hot, wet air burns in your lungs, and you feel lightheaded. You each wake up in your respective beds, panting, covered in sweat. And it is now probably early afternoon.
Ugh, I need a shower.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably not
Okay,
a
well,
bad idea.
let's skip role playing the showers. What are you going to
We
do
will.
after that?
Oh, yeah. No, this is my
I'm
own
up,
time. Sorry, very much.
clean.
Yeah, we're clean now.
It's the afternoon and nobody woke me up before then, so I'm going to just... Because this would be Saturday then, right?
No, you're still Friday.
Oh, this is still Friday. This
Yeah,
is just
you
late
just
afternoon
caught
Friday.
4 or 5 hours of sleep.
So this is when we would have been back.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, so I think I want to try to leave while making it known that I got home. I'm just going to try to slip
Okay.
out. You know, not sneak out, but not try to stick around.
All right. What about Jomar?
Yeah, so I'm gonna after I showered up, got clean, good clothes on, the cool look that I like. I'm gonna go down to the kitchen and check and see if there's any sandwiches that have been made or whatever, and grab a bottle of Yoo-Hoo and grab a sandwich and a little sack. And I'm going to write a quick note out to my dad and just let him know, hey, camping trip was okay. Not really. I'm going to say, hey, did he know that I was going for the whole time?
I presume so. You would.
Okay.
You're a good kid. You would have let him know that you were.
Yeah. But he
that
just
you were going
didn't know that
camping.
I was taking the car the whole way.
I guess not. We hadn't discussed that. I just remembered our conversation that with your learner's permit, you wouldn't have been driving strictly legally.
Yeah, so he didn't. He knew that I was going on the trip, but he didn't know that I had taken the car all the way there. So I'm just going to say, hey, camping trip was really good. Cody and I are meeting up with Kevin, who's gotten back from his family trip. I'll be back soon, and we can catch dinner or TV or whatever.
All right.
So I'll leave that note on the kitchen, up on the counter in the kitchen.
All right. So, shall I presume that you're meeting back at the hideout? The hideout? The hideout? Or are you planning to
Would
meet up
we
somewhere
want to
else?
go? Would we want to meet at Kevin's place first, or
Could do.
what do you think?
I mean, I think it's pretty much equivalent. I'd like to meet at the hideout just so
Okay.
that we know we're
That's cool.
safe.
Yep. So we're heading hideout way.
All right. Are you taking the car or just your bike?
Oh, just bikes.
Okay.
I've got the car situated just right to where that front panel's not really visible.
All right. You park just like a little bit too close to the left wall in the garage, so nobody can see it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like cockeyed a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
it's there, and
You probably
I
have
actually
a carport because it's a kind of a cheaper place.
yeah. So I've got it. I don't necessarily have it all the way over, but I've got it over a little bit, and then I had pulled over a couple of we have these like big lawn chairs and a big like awning umbrella, and I've kind of got that over up against the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. So the three of you are at the hideout. Isaac has powered up again, and he's in the corner, and he's reading a book, flipping the pages every so often. One of you tried to read a book in this light, you'd probably be damaging your eyes, but he seems to be fine.
What you reading, Isaac?
Ah, yes, sir. It is a collection of short stories by P.G. Wodehouse. Thank you very much for inquiring, sir.
That's a funny name.
I believe he was British.
Checks out.
Hey, Isaac,
Yes, sir.
just a curiosity question. Have you had an update recently or any changes in programming or anything?
No, sir. Why do you ask?
Well, it just kind of seems like, don't take this the wrong way, but it seems like your mannerisms are a little more highly polite, although you've always been polite. I just didn't know if maybe you had learned something new or if something had changed. Or
I see, sir. Well, as a matter of fact, it is because I have been reading this book. He holds it up to you, and the title is My Man Jeeves. He says, I find myself quite inspired by the title character of this book, and I would like to emulate him as much as I can.
cool. Yeah, I didn't make it through that one. But yeah, I mean,
It is quite entertaining, sir.
well, okay, kudos, man. I think it's working for you. You've really, it's noticeable. Good job.
As you say, sir. I shall return to my reading now, if you do not mind.
I don't mind. All right, Code Man, what are we going to do today, dude?
Kevin is here also.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. We don't have that much time today.
Yeah.
I guess, Kevin, we should catch you up. And
Yeah.
who has the key? Do I have the key or do you have the key?
I think you do.
All right. So
I
I pull up
believe
the
you
key. I think that this key is related to this kid who we found out in the desert naked. He said that what's her face? If I can find her, in which chapter she was.
Lisa Tanner.
Oh, it was Lisa Tanner. Yeah, Lisa Tanner. He said Lisa was giving kids drugs out in the desert, and then they were running around, like acting like animals, like literally acting like animals. They tore apart rabbits and stuff, and then they also, we think we saw one. I mean, other than the one we brought back, we think we saw one, and it kind of spooked us, and we went off the road and damaged, Jomar's folks' car. Anyway, they apparently have a wilderness club building in Arizona, and I think this key might get us in, and we might be able to figure out what's happening. It's south of the highway once you get out past the dam, right? Yeah. That's where we're at. It was a little nerve-wracking, especially at the end, but I thought if anybody knew anything about the wildlife club, it'd be you. You might know somebody in the club, and I don't know. I just think we should get back out there, and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Berlin didn't seem to take to the camping lifestyle very well, so I don't know how soon he'll be up for a trip like that again.
Did you give him s'mores?
We didn't get to the s'mores because we got surprised by a crazy naked person running through our campsite.
Yeah. There were more of them than there were of us.
I high five him.
Yeah. Not to detract, but so how was the family trip to Vegas? Is it truly going to stay there, or can you tell us about it?
Well, let's just say Lucy. That's all I can say.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I agree with Cody. We got to figure out what's going on with this because this Lisa girl and this wilderness club, I think we've got trouble on our hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this does sound like an operation.
And so,
we're gonna go steal borrow a car, and go bust into this place and take names.
And I kind of look a little bit surprised at Kevin. How do you feel about your driving? Because no offense to Jomar, but taking the car didn't work out so hot for us last time.
Yeah, no offense taken.
I mean, could we just bike there?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
to get from the hideout to where the wildlife club is, you would either have to go all the way up to 93 to cross the river, or find a way to ford it a little bit closer to where you are.
Ooh, could I do a contact roll here?
Sure. Who are you attempting to contact?
Any one of my trucker friends who could just we could just jump in the back of their truck with our bikes and get dumped off there.
Any one of your trucker friends.
I have questions
Wow.
about Kevin's lifestyle.
Yeah.
Hey,
Truckers and homeless
I have a
vagrants.
I have a CB. Of course, I'd talk to truckers.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, here we go. And am I still upset? Injured? Well, yeah, I guess I'm still injured.
Yeah, you're injured. Oh, actually, you did spend this time with your friends in the hideout, so that is worth unticking a condition.
Oh, do we get to do that too?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Go ahead and game the system here.
Yeah. Why not? That's what it's
All
there
right,
for,
here
right?
we go.
All my
go.
conditions are gone, so I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling mighty fine.
Okay.
Whoa.
Well, those are possible bonus successes for bonus effects for contact.
Right, man.
Oops, that is the wrong button.
Oh,
Roll
the
20 is
contact
acting
brings
weird for
more
me.
people. I really just want to call a whole convoy because of every 80s trucker movie, but
Wow.
All right, so you get on the CB and switch over to your favorite channel for contacting your trucker friends. You almost immediately get in touch with a guy who's you recognize his handle is Cranberry. So
Nice.
Cranberry's like, "Oh, hey, is that you, Kevin? Hey, it's good to hear from you, boy. What you doing today?
actually, I'm looking for a pickup
A pickup? Where are you headed?"
over to address.
All right. Well, this ain't really my area I know real well. Is that north or south of the highway?
South,
And which side of the river?
the right side. I mean, the east side.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll be in range of you in maybe 45 minutes. If you can get up to the lodge, I'll pick you up there.
Okay, sounds great.
All right. So 3 children going to go up to the Hoover Dam Lodge and get in a big rig with a stranger named Cranberry.
He's not a stranger. His wife goes by Sauce. They're really nice people. And my bonus I'd like to do would be that I don't have to roll to get hold of this contact again during this mystery.
All right. So you're gonna have to book it to get up to the Hoover Dam Lodge in time to meet up with Cranberry. But you get up there, and just a couple of minutes after you get there, you're waiting in the parking lot. A big red truck Pulls in. Guy opens the door and he's wearing his trucker hat and he's got his flannel and his beer belly hanging out over his jeans, and he says, "Hey, you Kevin? Kevin and friends? I'm Cranberry. This is my wife Sauce." Woman with big hair and big hoop earrings leans over. "Hi, how you doing? I'm Sauce. Y'all can just climb in the back. We got one of these sleeper cabs. There's plenty of room back there. You can even get your bikes in there."
Awesome.
Yeah, this is wisdom.
Yeah.
And
This is the way we used to do it.
I uneasily load my bike. Thank you kindly.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it greatly.
Oh, don't think nothing of it. We's pleased as punch to have some youngins in here share a little bit of the road with us.
Yeah, any friend of Kevin's is a friend of ours. We appreciate it.
The truck is rather, it's pleasant. It's well maintained. It's nice and clean. It smells kind of like peppermint in here. They're evidently not smokers, unlike everybody else in the 80s.
Perfect.
It's a good sign.
And it doesn't take you very long at all. They get you kind of as close to the Wilderness Club or the Wildlife Club as they can get you. You pull out your bikes, wave them off down the road, and they give you the honk honk because they're driving off.
Cool. Did we listen to a little Jerry Reed on the way?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, good.
You do hear one other thing. In between songs on the radio, there is a news report, and you recognize a voice. The newscaster is interviewing someone who reports having been attacked by strange creatures recently. And you hear, yeah, it was, I'm thinking it was a Bigfoot. And you recognize the voice of either Hadar or Olaf. You can't tell which one because they're twins. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a Bigfoot, I'm pretty sure. And somebody interrupts and says, no, it was not Bigfoot's. It was I don't know, but we were out there and we were looking for the flying saucers, and then we have our binoculars and we are looking at sky, and then all of these creatures come rushing out of dark and attack us. And I have large bite you see on my arm. Of course, you can't see because he's on the radio. And they chew on my arm and we kick them and we punch them, and they run off into the night. And people are asking us, Olaf, are you having encounters with werewolf, and are you turning into a werewolf yourself? And I think I am not turning into a werewolf. You do not have to worry about me. I feel fine. And the other one says, "Oh, Olaf, you are ridiculous. It was not werewolves. It was Bigfoots. Everyone knows there are Bigfoots here, and you had encounter with Bigfoots. But we did not see the flying saucers that we wanted to see. We think next time we go to the north, because there are many more flying saucers north of here." Well, that's all we have time for today. This was Hadar and Olaf, local UFO watchers, and perhaps they have had an encounter with werewolves or Bigfoot or something else. And then the music starts again.
So what did you guys think of that news report?
Well, you hear all kinds of things in this part of the country. I don't pay them no never mind. I don't think there's no Bigfoots out here.
Me either.
Those fellas probably ought to go out into down there by Roswell. Roswell, that's where the UFO nuts are. They'd probably fit in real well there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Quantum Childhood will return after this word from our sponsor.
This week at the Railhead, it's 0 Hour. 3 shows, 110 decibels, 0 boundaries. Right out the end of the world as we know it with Mara, Muffin, and Spike. It's 0 Hour! Friday through Sunday, doors open at 8 p.m. Tickets on sale now.
All right, so they have dropped you off, and you are now at the head of this little windy track, dirt road that goes up, down a little bit, and then up into the hills. And distantly up at the top, you see that there's this 2-story building way back there. You can just barely see it from where you are. And you're thinking, that's it. That's the Wildlife Club. So at this point, we are, see, I said it was early afternoon when you met up at the hideout. So by now it's probably 4-ish. What you going to do?
Well, we're out here a little earlier than I anticipated, but if you want to stay out here, I think we should probably get inside and then figure out what we want to do before it gets dark.
Okay, so you're thinking we go into the club, or do we have some kind of like ground cover that we can kind of be in to figure out how we get into this place? Are we just going to like walk in through the front door, or what?
I mean, either way, I mostly don't want to be out here after dark. Do you?
Well, no.
All
You're
right.
Okay, yeah. What about you, Kev?
Oh, let's just sneak in real quick
Okay,
and
cool.
explore and then get out of here.
Okay. Need to find a good place for our bikes, though. We don't want those to get taken.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I mean, they're wilderness people. Why would they steal our stuff? They believe in, like, walking everywhere.
Well, maybe they like to, like, pick it up and throw it. I mean, I don't know. You could just put a sign on it. You just leave it out here in the middle of the open and just put a sign on it going, "Hey, free rides."
You never know. Maybe they like to eat bikes.
Maybe they like to eat kids on bikes.
I mean, no one likes my flavor. But point taken.
Okay.
Yeah,
no worries.
I have it on good authority that at least one person has enjoyed licking your bike.
What? Did I miss something, guys?
Yes, you did.
Did something happen while I wasn't here?
I'm trying to remember who that was about. I think that was a really low jab, though. Anyway.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you heated up there, Joe.
Oh, no, you're good. I don't want to be upset again. I like not having conditions for a little bit. So how much cover would we have up and around the club? In other words, to kind of stash the bikes and also have something if, like, the clubhouse is not good that we can get back to kind of hide. Do we have any hiding places?
Give me sneak rolls.
Okay.
Really only need one success from any of you, so should be doable.
Sneak rolls. Okay, here we go.
It won't be mine.
Won't be mine.
Can I use my... Well, no, I can't use my coat.
You pulled a coat over all three of us. We're just a rock. Trust us.
Great. Ninjas we are not.
Unfortunately, you can't seem to find a good place to be out of sight of those windows where all three of you and your bikes can fit.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody happens to look out in your direction, they're probably going to see you. Unless you're like getting so far away that you won't be able to see the building anymore.
Yeah, so I think getting in the building sounds better now. Yes,
sure.
No?
Sure. Just want to know where we want to put our bikes so we've got quick access. But I'm good. Let's go in.
Let's do it.
So you going up to the building then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe if we can put the bikes in the back side or something where not necessarily... I mean, I know wild people go all over the place, but maybe we can...
All right, you find a place where you can set them in a kind of out of sight, kind of favoring access over discretion.
Yeah.
So at least you'll be able to ride away quickly. And you approach the building. As you get closer, you smell this mix of like wood smoke and something kind of sour smelling. It's a little unpleasant, but fortunately the wood smoke smell kind of covers it up mostly.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 2-story wooden building, wooden slab siding. It's got a chimney built out of what looks like locally sourced stone up on the right side that goes, all the way up. And it's wide. It's like extra wide, so it might cover 2 rooms on each floor
Hmm.
from the looks of things. There's a big patio out front, and all of the furniture on it. There's a couple of rocking chairs and a big heavy table, and it's all in that rustic, uncut wood style, where you still got like the whole log nailed together, and you still got bits of knots and where the branches were lopped off, and then it was varnished.
Cool.
The table is just one huge section of a log that's been sawed out.
Hmm.
You can see all the rings, and the door has a pretty standard looking front door, like for a house, and a knocker on it. As you step up onto the patio, it creaks just a little bit, but not alarmingly so.
Is this a wraparound porch?
No, it goes all the way the full width of the front of the building, but it
Okay.
doesn't wrap around the sides.
Okay. Are there front windows on the main floor?
Yes.
Okay.
The curtains are drawn, however,
Okay.
and there's no light inside that you can see.
Okay. I'd still like to see if maybe if there's any way that I could kind of peek through to catch anything, like if I could go to the edge or whatever, if maybe one of the curtains is not quite pulled. If you don't mind, I'd like to try to investigate a little bit or something.
All right, go ahead and give me that roll then.
Okay.
No successes. All right, well, you do that thing where you shield your eyes and you're looking in, and you can see a little bit, like there's some furniture in there that looks like a pretty big front room, but you can't see much more than that. You don't see any signs of motion in there.
Are the windows all locked?
You want to try and open one?
Yes.
We have a key.
You do have a key.
Okay, let's try to
I jingle it. I jingle it as you start walking up to the window.
Good one, Cody.
I mean, knock yourself out, but I'm pretty sure we can get in the easy way.
Okay, let's do this the easy way.
I like easy. I'm easy.
All right, so you want to just simply unlock the door and go right in?
Yes. Well, I want to unlock the door. Yes.
Okay.
We'll wait on the going right in part until we know a little bit more.
All right, so you unlock the door. It unlocks smoothly. This is obviously the correct key. And you opening the door? You check for traps?
Yeah, let's open the door. What's the worst that could be on the other side during the day?
A wild person?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
A creak. No, we're not going to do that again. So the front door opens. You get that smell of sourness and wood smoke, a little bit stronger. It's obviously coming from inside. It's pretty bright outside and it's dark inside, so it takes a few moments for your eyes to adjust. And once they do, you can see that there's over to your right, there's a field stone fireplace and hearth.
Okay.
And this is a pretty large room. It looks like it could comfortably accommodate maybe 10 or 15 people, lounging about in the chairs and so forth.
Yeah.
There's a table in the middle, kind of a roundish, like oblong oval table.
Okay.
And it's got a board game set out on it.
What game?
Backgammon. Real likely game for a bunch of teenagers to be playing, right?
Maybe that's code for something.
You don't see any people in here. There are wall-to-wall carpeting, and there's several places where there's like dark stains. Looks kind of nasty. Some of it looks like it still might be a little wet. There's a bunch of plates stacked up on another table with leftover food, and there's flies buzzing around it.
Okay.
And a lot of like those red Solo cups just scattered everywhere.
They seem messy.
In the back of the room, there's a hallway that leads back into the dark. You can't quite see what's there on the left. And then in the middle of the remainder of that wall, there's a door that is it's like one of those ones that'll swing both directions. And then on the walls, there's like that dark fake wood paneling and a bunch of framed pictures of what looks like Victorian era explorers, people with giant mustaches and pith helmets.
Perfect.
So can we see what they could have been drinking? Is there like beverage containers somewhere around these solo cups, or they look empty, just strewn about?
Taking a couple of steps in, you can see a little bit more of the room. You can see in the corner there is a metal keg of the sort that you have seen in movies that would have beer in it. Also, you're noticing now that there's candles. None of them are lit, and a lot of them are burned like almost all the way down
Oh, wow.
to their holders, scattered through the room. And there's one of those a chandelier made out of what looks like an old wagon wheel with electric lights in it, hanging from the center of the room.
Hmm.
I'm just going to keep adding these rustic details to the things.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Cody, are you seeing anything interesting? Anything that we need to kind of focus on here? I mean, to me, this looks like just a regular old woodland vacation getaway.
Yeah, looks like a normal kind of party situation.
Now that the doors are open, do you want to make a further investigate rolls?
Yeah, there's a few things I want to check and see if I can find people's clothes to see if that part of the story we heard is true. But I also want to see if anybody's been in here recently. I want to get an idea of how long everything's been left here. So I guess I'll need to make my investigation rolls.
Yep.
As much as that'll let me do. Not too much. I am indeed wondering all these things.
And since you can make an additional investigate, Jomar, since the door is now open and you're actually in the building.
Let me try and see what we got here. Oh,
one success.
Just one.
And what about Kevin? Do you want to investigate also?
Oh, yeah. I think I have like one die. Oh!
Yes. All right, so you may ask me 2 questions.
Each of us individually, or...
no, never mind. Each of you gets to ask 2 questions.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. What is hidden here, and where is it?
Yeah, searching around a little bit, you find there's a bookcase on one wall. It's got a few what look like memoir journals of what was that guy that went to the South Pole? I can't remember his name now.
Shackleton?
I can't remember.
Isn't it Shackleton?
Amundsen.
Oh. No, Shackleton's...
Shackleton.
Amundsen.
Wasn't that the failed expedition to the North Pole? Was that Shackleton?
Let me Google this. Shackleton.
Ernest Shackleton.
Oh, no. He was one of the principal figures of the period known as the heroic age of Antarctic exploration. I didn't know that was an age.
That's an RPG, if I ever heard one.
So we've got actually books about both of them. Stuff about Livingston.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so explorers. And behind one of the books, you find a little plastic baggie of some white powder.
Oh, really?
Oh, this is very tempting out of character. To be like, what will it do?
Oh, my. Here we go. So, Kevin... Oh, sorry.
No, I know what I want to do because I've seen
all sorts of bad decisions. Huh?
I've seen shows. I want to rub some on my gums, and I have no idea what to expect. It's what you're supposed to do.
All right. It burns. It burns really badly.
Oh, that's I want to like spit it out. Is there a sink in here that works?
Not in this room, but if you go through that door at the back, that's the kitchen.
Where are you going, Cody?
I'm going to bust into the kitchen and wash out my mouth.
All right. The kitchen is filthy. It looks like somebody has made like a half dozen meals at the same time, not cleaned any of the bowls.
Disgusting.
Yeah, and there's more flies buzzing around here, and this is nothing at all like my real life right now. Actually, I learned that peppermint oil drives the fruit flies away, and so there's many fewer of them this week than there were last time.
Oh, nice. Now, we're getting cold enough here in Tennessee, they're almost all gone, so I'm sorry that I get to tell you that ahead of time. Kevin, did you want to ask your second question, or was that double question both of your questions?
No, that was one question.
Okay.
Okay.
Because Cody didn't tell me where he was going and why he's going, so I figured let's just ask our questions.
Okay, what does it mean?
Based on the things that you've seen on television shows and what Tony told your friends, you think this may be the substance that they were, the drugs that they were taking that let them channel their animal spirits or whatever. And if that's the case, it's not like any kind of a drugs that you ever heard about. This isn't something that vaguely, what drugs are supposed to do, and none of it was turns you into a wolf-like person.
Okay.
So then, Jomar, 2 questions.
Yes. What threats can I perceive here?
As you're poking around, you're looking at things. The place is pretty quiet. It doesn't have any air conditioning or anything like that. The temperature is pretty warm. And faintly, from up above you, you hear the sound of someone snoring.
Okay. How can I get past that snoring person?
The only way to answer that question would be for you to actually go upstairs.
Yeah, I wanted to look a little bit more before we left just to really understand what this place is like.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I hear that, I'm thinking, oh, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. So
The easy answer to your question is you're in the front room, you're on the ground floor. You could just leave and hope you could come back when these people or beasts or whatever they are not here. Or if you wanted to try and continue exploring, I could answer the question about how you could do that once you're upstairs.
okay. Has Cody?
I come back out of the kitchen.
What happened?
Whatever that is tastes awful.
Okay, why are you tasting things?
I don't know, man. Look, the TV detectives do it, okay? It's like, I don't know. I thought maybe you'd just know,
Yeah, okay. Well, next time you want to do Starsky and Hutch, let's do it when we're at the hideout or something, okay?
Do it with the drugs we have there.
That sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah. I mean, at least Isaac can watch over us, and if something adverse happens, he might be able to save our lives.
Yeah.
Do we want to get out of here, or do we want to explore some more?
Well, I mean, you got to figure out whether there's anybody in here, don't we?
I think I heard some noise from upstairs. I'm not sure what it is, but I think maybe somebody's up there. I don't know.
Upstairs. What did you hear?
I don't know. It's like, it could have been like growling or snoring or breathing or, I mean, it wasn't really like notice. I mean, we could send Kevin up there to attack it, I guess.
We could also. What if we destroyed the drugs?
Yeah.
Then we'd be all right, right?
Yeah. Okay, where do we want to? Is there a fireplace we can put them in or something?
That'd be nice.
You're standing right next to a fireplace, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to see if he would play that on me.
Or we could just flush them. I mean, burning drugs.
I know that sounds like an excellent idea to me. The GM has this giant GM smile on at the thought of that.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we've got a fireworks specialist with us here. We know how to burn things and blow stuff up, right?
I look at Kevin.
I mean, I do have one M80 in my pocket.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not thinking of making sounds. I just want to okay. So what does the kitchen work? Are you wanting to
the sink
put it down
works.
the drain?
The sink works, yeah.
Okay. You want to just dump it down the drain?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right.
Kevin, you got to hide out. I mean, you got to be our lookout because we're going in the kitchen.
Roger.
No, my name's Jomar.
And so this was hidden. Was this hidden behind a book?
Yeah, behind a book on the bookcase.
Okay. Because I wonder if there's any more. But yeah, pour whatever's in here down the sink, and then turn on the water.
You turn on the water, and this building does not have the greatest plumbing. And you hear those pipes rattle, and then you hear a thump right above your head.
What was that?
Well,
You hear the floorboards start to creak.
maybe whoever you heard isn't snoring anymore.
Doesn't sound like it. What are we going to do now?
I guess just get ready, huh?
Well, I mean, I don't have my slugger with me, dude.
Was there like a closet we could all hide in?
There is like a walk-in pantry attached to the kitchen.
Ah, there we go, guys.
Okay, so we're hiding now. You don't want to just go get on the bikes and go home.
We're in the pantry. That seems good.
Not symbolic at all. No. Is that what you're doing? You're hiding in the pantry?
It sounds like it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're there.
All right. So you crowd in there and pull the door closed behind you. Although it's a walk-in pantry, there's not a lot of space in here. And you can feel the granules of spilled flour on the ground beneath your shoes. There's a couple of packets of pasta that have been overturned, and there's spaghetti and shell pasta scattered across the shelves.
Are there any cans?
There are some cans, yes.
Are they full or are they empty?
I was just about to say there's a couple of cans of tomato sauce that are full, and one glass jar of Alfredo.
I want one of the cans of sauce.
Okay. And you can hear that creaking floorboards, and you hear the thumping of someone coming down the stairs. And then you hear this weird voice. And it sounds like it's coming through a couple of walls. You just hear it faintly. And then you start to hear more sounds of motion from upstairs. At least a couple more people starting to move around up there. Going to stay put in the pantry.
I'm grabbing the other can of tomato sauce.
All right.
I have one in each hand.
And so there's some more thumping of people coming down the stairs. And you hear a female voice say, "Who was down here? I heard the water running. Who was? It's too early. We're supposed to get up at what time is it? It's only like 5 o'clock. We're supposed to get up at 7. Well, we're awake." You hear a male voice says, "No, we were all asleep up there. If someone was running the water, maybe Tony came back. Tony, are you in here somewhere, man? Oh, Tony." They stop and listen. It's like, I don't know. Maybe you're hearing things, Lisa. I'm not hearing things. Somebody's in here. Come on, go get the stuff. It's Moby Dick over there. Go get it. You hear somebody moving across that great room out front. Hey, it's dude, Andy, where is the stuff? Didn't you put it in here? No, man. No, I put it in there. Where did you take it out? Lisa says, "What do you mean it's not in there? You know how much that stuff costs? Gosh, if I don't get a fix tonight." Andy, go outside and look around, and you go in the kitchen and find out what's in there. You hear that door open in the kitchen and somebody moving around. And you can just hear somebody like looking under dishes for some reason. You hear the clatter of things moving around, and he's kind of shuffle-footed. And he's coming closer over to the pantry. You staying put?
Well, I have been grinning widely in the dark as they get agitated. So we only heard one come into the kitchen. So How many voices have we heard so far? 3, 4?
You've heard 3 voices so far.
We've heard 3. When I went into the kitchen, did I notice any other exits?
Not from the kitchen, no.
Okay.
If there is another exit, it's probably at the end of that little hallway at the back of the building.
All right. Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay.
Not going to do anything rash.
Who's in front? Who's right in front of the door?
That was the question I was about to ask. Who was the last one into the pantry?
I think Kevin was the last one in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it sounded like you
that-
were first in if you had access to the food.
Okay, so I'm at the back. Okay.
So Kevin gets eaten first.
No, that's not what I mean. If I'm going to take action, I just wanted to know what was in front of me. That's what I was asking.
All right. So assuming that you're not doing anything further,
Mm-hmm.
Not yet.
the pantry door opens up, and there's a dull-looking fellow, like sunken eyes,
Mm-hmm.
just wearing boxer shorts, and they've got the Coca-Cola logo all over them. And he opens the door, not expecting to find anything, obviously, and is like nose to nose with Kevin. It's like, whoa! What do you do?
Okay, so they've seen us, right?
And this guy clearly has.
And all he said was, whoa, what are you going to do?
He's a pretty
Okay.
big fellow. He's maybe 180 pounds, broad-chested.
It's about my size then.
Yep, he's every bit at the equal of Jomar, and
Stout. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Great.
Oh, okay, so that is a pickle here.
Wait a minute. You grabbed the
go,
pickles?
Yeah, you grab the pickles, and I'm like, oh,
No, I got the tomato sauce.
hey, you're looking for food too?
He shouts, "Lisa, they're in here!" And he turns his head to look over his shoulder to say it.
Oh, so we're probably gonna hit him really hard. Do we have a bat?
That's
or
up to
something?
you. You have 2
Yeah,
cans
pans.
of tomato sauce and apparently a jar of pickles.
2 cans of tomato sauce. And how
It's
many
actually
voices
mostly
did we?
pickle juice. How many voices? You've heard 3 voices.
Okay. I'm like, guys, you think we can take him out?
I think you're already there. Do something.
This guy's just
Oh.
standing there, right?
Yeah, because I'm like, I got 2 people in front of me. I can't get to him.
Oh, okay. So I remember the thing in my pocket that I brought, and I light my firecracker and throw it into the main living room.
All right. Okay, sure. We'll say that the door remained open when he came in here. So you chuck that M80 underhanded, under his arm, out into the living room, and you hear Lisa say, "What?" And then bang, and it is loud indoors. It's not quite as good as a flash bang, but nearly so. And Andy
all
is
right.
startled enough that he takes a step backward, but
All right.
he's starting to turn back toward you.
No,
and
that's
he looks
fine.
like he's in fighting mode now.
No, that's fine. That's fine. All right.
I want to push Kevin out of the pantry so I can get out as well, and then I want to rope Andy.
So this is what, a force roll?
I guess so, with my lasso.
All right. While you're doing that, what is Jomar head up to?
I'm coming out too, and I'm prepared to throw one or both of my cans of tomato sauce at whoever's coming through that door.
All right.
The kitchen door, I mean.
Well, Cody, you're you sling that lasso towards him, but he's pretty quick, and he snatches it out of the air and yanks on it, pulling you off balance.
Okay.
Jomar,
How many luck should I be starting with?
what is your age?
14.
1.
Okay. So I was
You wanna
thinking
spend
about
a
using luck on
reroll?
this. Yeah, I want to reroll with luck.
Okay. Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Right. So he's grabbed it and yanked you forward. What exactly do you do to turn this around? What lucky break do you have?
I Um, as I stumble forward, I manage to, because he's like grabbing the loop end of the lasso, and I have the slack. So I manage to grab the slack with my left hand as I fall down and kind of flip it over his head. So as I come down, I kind of pull him into me, and then I have
Okay.
him wrapped like that.
Nice. All right, and so Jomar, as Andy goes down, you spot this other guy that was standing. Actually, he's just going. Well, no, you can't see the door from where you are.
Yeah, I've just come out of the pantry.
Right. So actually, all you can see is Lisa, and I believe I have her picture here somewhere. There she is. So she's got the curly teased hair, but instead of being pulled back like you see it there, it's kind of loose around her head, and it's a little tangled.
Yeah, I
And
was thinking of asking her out back in the day.
you would not have enjoyed her company.
Nope.
And she just gives you this scowl, and you see her. She's wearing those pants that kind of emphasize the hips. They kind of billow out.
Yeah.
But one of the advantages to them is that they have pockets. So she reaches into her pocket and she pulls something out, and it looks like it's another little plastic baggie like you saw behind that book.
Great. Well, it's now or never, eh?
Got to do something.
Yep. Well, I'm going to. How far am I from her? Where I am.
You're maybe 15 feet.
All right. So I'm going to take a step forward and I'm going to throw a can of tomato sauce directly at the trunk of her person.
Okay. Give me your force roll.
Trying not to hurt that pretty face, but you just never know how this is going to come out.
Ooh, very nice.
Yes.
Okay. A bonus effect. What do you choose? You've hit her right in the stomach, and she doubles over and drops that plastic baggie on the floor.
Okay. All right. So I get one of those.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to say that although she may not be unconscious, I want to use that knocked unconscious to the point of she is incapacitated.
Okay.
Because it was a good strike to the solar plexus or whatever.
Knocked the breath out of her.
Yeah.
All right, so she's out of commission for now. Kevin, what are you doing at this point?
I want to, while they're stunned, just run and try to knock somebody over, like run low and knock their legs, and just generally be like, "Hey guys, let's get out of here." Unless we're capturing everybody.
Well, you charge out into the great room, and you see that there is another fellow here. Actually, there's another girl here. She's smaller than Lisa and looks a little frightened. Do you want to try and knock her legs out from under her? And Cody's got Andy on the ground, and Lisa is out for the count, and you've got the one guy that's apparently outside and going around the outside of the building.
I'm going to try to catch her.
Give me a force roll then.
Uh-oh. Okay, this is 5 dice, so this is actually possible. Okay, so that's not good.
No successes. Okay, so you go to try and take her out of the fight, and she rabbit punches you right in the nose. Take the injured condition.
Oh, Kevin. Poor Kevin.
Oh, actually, you
beautiful nose.
Was your condition was healed before, so yeah, you get injured again.
Right. I'm sure my shoulder hurts now more.
All right, so Cody's got his guy on the ground, and Lisa is out of the fight. Kevin is reeling back, holding his face. You know what? This probably at this point, let's go ahead and call the rest of this extended trouble.
Okay.
I wasn't actually planning on doing this early, but with 3 of you, we need a total of 9 successes. So, Jomar, what skill are you going to use?
Okay, so I Need to use. Can I use investigate?
You may, yes.
Okay. I want to use investigate to try to be prepared to skill my way out of this.
All right. So then, Kevin, what skill are you going to use?
Okay, I'm going to do a lead to try to like keep everybody working as a group to get out of this.
All right. And Cody.
I am going to use move.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to get everybody out.
So I'm going to let you set your win condition here. What is? Are you trying to escape? Is that your plan?
Are you asking all of us or Cody?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
All
I
of
think
you in
Yes.
general.
that's the immediate plan.
Yep.
Do you think maybe we want to escape with Andy so we can like either use him as a hostage to bargain with or ask him questions to figure out what's happening?
Maybe to get towards the bikes, but we're not going to be able to. I mean, unless, well,
He is a big guy. If he decides to
Yeah.
put up a fight, I don't know that you're going to be able to move him very much.
I may have to try to knock him out with another can. But
Yeah, then maybe we
right.
can just try to get out. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
we just need to get out.
So your
'Cause
victory
that's-
condition is to escape the Wilderness Club without any of you getting eaten.
If at all possible.
Hiding in the pantry was just so perfect.
I'm not thinking so.
All right. So go ahead and make your first rolls.
Okay.
So we have 1 investigate success, 3 move successes
Nice.
already,
It's a good thing because I already used my luck. So
and no successes on the lead. All right. So you are at 4 so far. Pretty good start. Jomar, can you use your pride in this situation?
All right, let me look and see real quick. Pride. I can, being the guy everyone can depend on.
Okay. So checking that gives you a 5th success.
Okay. And
Kevin.
do I put a check in that box?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right.
You are
Okay.
immensely charming. How does that help you here?
In the lead, well, it could be in any context, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, every woman who ever punched Kevin has regretted it. Not in a bad way, but in like a
So, what, you give her the soulful doe eyes? How could you punch someone like me?
I do it for a second. I'm like, yeah, at least give it a try.
All right. What about Cody? What was your pride?
My pride. Well, I changed my pride. I updated my pride to
Oh,
being that I'll always remember what my friend's strengths are. And I don't know. I'm pretty much in flight mode right now.
all right. So that is 6 at the moment. Kevin, you didn't get any successes. Do you have any luck points?
No, I do not because I'm 15.
That is unfortunate. And I know Jomar doesn't.
Nope.
So then, Jomar, do you wish to take a condition? And I've forgotten what it's called. Force your roll.
I'd like to do that. I'll take upset because I saw Kevin get popped by the chick, and I'm wanting to like maybe throw a can at her. I don't know.
Right. So roll 8d6.
Okay. 8d6.
Oh wait,
okay.
no, you're at the top there. Sorry, I was looking at Kevin's lead dice. You get 66.
Okay. Taking a bit there.
Ooh, nice.
1 more. That's all you needed, I believe.
Oh, nice.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, that's only 7. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking.
Okay.
We need 2 more, right?
Yep. All right, Kevin, would you like to check a condition to force your roll?
Yes, I'd like to take exhausted because this
All
is
right.
all a lot. And
So you have not gotten any successes on your main roll yet, so you get to re-roll the entire thing.
do I hit reroll? Or do
Yes. Yeah, if you hit re-roll, it'll just roll all those dice again.
Oh,
Still
come on.
none.
Man.
Ugh, that hurt.
All right. What about Cody?
Yeah.
You
I
can get
will-
7.
I'll remember. Yeah, maybe I can work my pride in here too. As I get outside, I see Kevin still behind, and I realize that he's not a fighter, and we just left him in there to deal with these people face to face. So I'm going to face my fear and take scared and go back to make sure
All
that
right.
Kevin gets out because he's in over his
So
head.
that checks your pride and gets you a reroll. So you get 7 dice.
Yes. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Oh, man.
That's one more success at least. Better than nothing.
But you are through that first round of pushes. So you're not getting the best outcome here, regardless. So let's go ahead and narrate our story so far. Jomar, you are looking around the room, just looking for something that is going to give you and your people an advantage to try and get out of here. And you see that on one wall, there's this big Navajo blanket hung up. And so, you realize you can tear that down and throw it over at Andy. He's not tangled up in the lasso anymore because I presume Cody wants to take that with him. Did I presume correctly? You don't want to leave your iconic item behind? I'll take that as a yes. So you throw this big Navajo blanket over him to get him hung up. Kevin is shouting nonsensical orders to everybody. He's trying to be the leader here. He's trying to take control of the situation, and he really just doesn't know what to do. And this girl, this little girl, darts past him and snatches up that bag off the ground, and she rips it open and just takes a big breath, inhaling the powder that was inside. And she shakes a little bit, and she turns around, and her face is just screwed up in this rictus, just fierce looking teeth, or her lips skin back from her teeth, and she launches herself at him. What condition did you take, Kevin? Exhausted?
I did upset. Oh, well, exhausted, yeah.
All right. So you are just doing your best to try and dodge this wildcat of a girl she's raking at you with her fingernails, chasing you around the room, and you're just wearing yourself out trying to keep away from her. Cody has dashed outside, moving with great alacrity and speed. He's halfway to the bikes before he realizes his friends are not with him.
Mm-hmm.
And turns around, and he is almost back to the door when the third guy comes back around the side of the house and sees him and tries to tackle him. Of course, Cody is very fast, and so he doesn't quite get him. But of course, that is quite frightening in its own regard. That's the scared.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is your situation right now. At least this girl has taken the drugs and she has powered up, or whatever that's doing to her. And Lisa is starting to come back around. And then I will let you push one more time. I actually reread the rules recently, and I've been running the extended treble incorrectly. So actually, let me step back and say that the way this is supposed to work is you do your scenes and you can push once in your scenes.
Yeah.
And then now you can just simply check conditions directly for successes.
Okay.
So it being Jomar's turn, you may check a condition and get your 9th success, just straight out.
Oh, take a condition?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll do scared.
Okay.
And am I rolling?
Nope, you don't need to roll. This is just,
okay.
That's worth a success.
Okay, good. Scared. Yep.
All right. So then, being the guy that everybody can depend on, you see this girl chasing Kevin around the room, and it's like one of those cartoons with the dog and a cat, and they're just knocking things over as they go around the room. And you realize all you really need to do is stick a foot out and trip the girl.
Ooh, can I actually clothesline?
Sure.
Okay.
You feel a little bad because she's such a tiny little thing.
I don't care.
I just need this really easy to get her right in the face.
Right, but she goes by and just, and she's on her back, and that gives you enough time to just grab Kevin by the back of the shirt and hustle him out the door.
Okay.
And Cody is kind of fencing with this guy outside, and he sees you coming, and just takes that opportunity to kick some dirt in the guy's face, and all three of you hightail it toward your bikes.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
All right, so you get on the bikes and you're rushing down the road, but at this point you are cut off. Standing astride the road is a fifth kid, and it looks like he's already on this stuff because his eyes are bulging and he's like ripping his shirt like the Incredible Hulk and charging up the road at you. So you take a quick right, and you have this like cat and mouse game where the wildlife club is chasing you through the rocks, and you're just barely staying ahead of them. And finally, you get to a point where you come to you don't know exactly how you got here, but you come to a precipice, and you all skid your bikes up, just barely avoiding falling off the edge. And you look down this cliff, and the Colorado River is down at the end, the bottom of this ravine. And you've got these 5 bestial teenagers, and they're stalking you, moving forward. What you gonna do?
I've got 1 can of tomato sauce left.
What is its purpose?
What is its purpose? Its purpose is Lisa.
Okay.
I really don't know exactly how I'm going to do this, but I know what I want to do. All right, so that would be force or move.
Depends on how you're going to employ it.
Well, what I'd like to do is kind of get off the bike, and in a sense, I'm not shot putting this thing, but I am going to kind of rush forward 2 or 3 steps to get some momentum. If she's getting close enough to me, and I'm going to aim for her face.
Okay.
It's a little less of a target, but I gotta, yeah.
All right. So let's get cinematic with this. You take your 2 steps forward, and suddenly we go into slow motion. And she crouches down. She's got her elbows back. Her hands are in like its claws, and her lips skin back. And she charges at you. You take your 2 steps, and you're just slow motion, and you fling this can. And she's only about 2 or 3 feet away from you when you let it go.
Oh,
she's
my.
really close.
Okay.
So give me your force roll.
Okay.
2 successes.
Wow.
You bean her on the side of the head, and she's got so much momentum. She can't stop herself. She just goes kind of right by you, and you can see the dazed expression on her face. And her and she stumbles and she trips and she goes over the edge.
Oh no.
And you hear the rocks and the tumbling and quietly a splash as she goes in the water. And the other 4, seeing their alpha go down, scatter. I mean, they take off into the woods. And looking down over the edge of the cliff, there's no sign of her. She's sunk beneath the surface, and she's gone. And just the can of tomato sauce rolling gently, and it comes and it bumps up against your foot, and we fade to black.
Oh my. Wow. Wow. That was crazy.
Whew. I'm gonna be looking at Jomar differently from now on.
Ooh. Oh man, I gotta go change my underwear. Can we head back to the hideout?
Absolutely.
Or okay.
You
Because we've got a story to tell Isaac now.
You managed to catch Cranberry on the way back from his
Sweet.
very, very short trucking trip, apparently, and get a ride back into Boulder City.
Thanks, Kevin. Love your friends.
All right, and you're back in the hideout. One flickery light bulb hanging from the ceiling, casting shadows. All of the corners of the room look a little darker today. Isaac says, welcome back, gentlemen. I trust that you enjoyed your trip.
Your trust is misplaced, at least as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Terribly sorry to hear that, sir.
I don't think we can say we enjoyed it very much, Isaac. It's a tale to be weaved, but how are you feeling, Kevin?
My nose doesn't seem that big a deal now. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go to the hospital for it.
Wow.
It's okay. Chicks dig scars, right?
Yeah. I mean, look at Cyrano.
Kevin's like, who?
Yeah, Isaac, I don't know, man. We went looking for a wilderness club. I don't know if you've ever heard of that group.
No, sir, I have not.
Yeah, so we think these kids are hopping on some drugs or something, and they just turn really wild, and we don't know where they're getting this stuff or what it really does to them. But I mean, it's almost like they become animals or something. It's crazy.
Like the Animal House?
Yeah, but like without the Greek symbols.
I see. Well, that certainly does not sound like a good time.
No, but I'm a big fan of tomato sauce.
I do not follow, sir.
Oh, I'll tell you later. Just a couple of cans of tomato sauce and life can be okay for a moment.
As you say, sir. Thanks for listening. Music and sound effects by Sirenscape, because epic games need epic sound. Check them out at sirenscape.com and find the full attribution list in the show notes. You can find more episodes of Quantum Childhood and the Geek at Arms podcast at geekatarms.com.